We don't need a king-size bed because we're always right together. Hi, I'm Tom.
And I'm Claudia. We met on a blind date and had a great time that night. We moved in together the next day.
We've been married for 53 years.
It doesn't seem like it's been that long.
No.
He is the love of my life.
I was an airborne news and traffic reporter on KFWB News for 17 years, radio for 35.
And he does use the radio voice a lot. When we're in the car, he directs traffic. It's horrible.
We're going to go east on the 210, south 605. Then we're going to take the east 10 and the south 57.
The night we met, he wore suede pants, which was really sexy.
I had long hair.
Total hippie. He had a peace sign painted on the side of his van.
That's when I met her parents for the first time. I always get up about 10 minutes earlier than she does.
The best thing he does, I'm a real coffee freak.
And I make the coffee and I bring her a cup to the bed and wake her up and have the hot coffee for her.
He'll also bring me a Starbucks in the afternoon when I'm ready for that if I want it. I'm a little spoiled.
She kind of proposed to me.
Well, that's kind of a sore subject with us because I never got the really good proposal.
She said, we've been together now for 3 years. Shouldn't we get married?
Because it was a second marriage for the two of us. I think we were both a little more cautious, and he was really cautious.
I had to think about it for a little bit, and then I said, I think that would be a good idea. So I really didn't get down on one knee, and she has brought that up several times as well. That makes me sad that I didn't do that.
I think he is. He's more romantic. He's the one that will tell me he loves me a lot.
Every day I tell her I love her, and I tell her she's beautiful. It's how I feel about her.
Absolutely. Absolutely, my best friend.
Claudia is definitely my best friend. She is my buddy.
Honey, what do you remember about our wedding?
Well, I remember we were late. I got a flat tire on the van.
And by the time we got there, my hair was in curlers, and all of our wedding guests were in the lobby waiting for us.
Such a nice way to start our marriage. Late, as usual.
Did it scare you to go into a second marriage?
It did, yeah. After my first marriage, I just didn't know if I wanted to get married again. And but after we had been together for 3 years, when you mentioned we should get married, I thought at that point that we should.
Several times I mentioned it.
At that point, I should have gotten down on one knee.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's a moment in our lives that you can't imagine that I wasn't there by your side?
I remember driving on the freeway back when I was let go from Channel 22 television and had the final check in my hand, going home to my wife and 3 kids to tell them I'm unemployed. And, that was a very difficult time in our life that we had to get through.
We made it through.
Yeah, we did.
And I'm really proud of what you've accomplished in your life.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What is a moment that you cannot imagine getting through without me?
I think when my mother was ill, when she failed to recognize me, and you would sit with her and talk with her, and you didn't care that she couldn't remember our names. You were very patient with her.
Your family, that's everything. And when you forget them, it's just horrible.
How do you think I've changed over the years?
I don't think you've changed very much, actually. From the moment I've met you, your strength, your intelligence, everything has remained the same. And your beauty, over the years, you just get prettier and prettier.
Stop.
You always do that.
I do feel as attracted to you as I did in the very beginning. Maybe not as intense as when we were in our 20s,
That was pretty intense. Especially when we bought matching pajamas. That was pretty funny. Can I mention sex?
Oh my God, really? Go ahead, tell them about our sex life.
Our sex life is perfect.
I think it's pretty good. I have a lot of friends at our age, and at 80, a lot of them have no interest in sex anymore. They don't really even want to deal with it.
Well, that's pretty sad.
And that's not how we are. That's not how we feel.
All I have to do is look at you, and sex comes into my mind. It just pops into my mind.
I'll tell you one thing that I do like, the fact that you always say that I'm still sexy.
You are. I mean, look at you.
No, you don't go on. We also love to cuddle. That's one thing I will say that's really important, is to stay physically close.
Yeah.
When you can.
I agree. So what advice would you give to newlywed couples?
The first word that comes to my mind is patience. I think that's critical to any relationship. And second would be humor. Keep the humor in it. So what do you hope for our future together from here on?
You know, just have a good life down at the beach for the rest of our lives and enjoy our family and grandkids and now great-grandkids.
I think the older one gets, the more you do think about your future and what it holds. And I hope for a lot more years with you.
Claudia, I will always stay by your side. Good days and not so good days. Love you forever and hold you tight when you are sad. I promise to take care of you and protect you, cuddle at night to keep you warm, keep a good attitude, and try to be a little more positive. I look forward to our life in the future, along with our children, and grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, and being together with our family that we love so much. Your love just makes me just feel so good all over, all the time, and gets me through the most difficult situations in my life.
I'll always be thankful for how you love me. I promise to be supportive of the things you love and to be positive on anything you want to do. I look forward to our next adventures together and time with our children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Because of your love, I feel more confident and I feel completely secure and able to accomplish anything. Thank you for always telling me how beautiful I am and that you love me every day.
Well, I have one more thing to add to all that we have said. Will you be my wife forever?
Yes. You weren't supposed to do that. Now can you get off of one knee?
Breaking news. Met on a blind date, together 53 years, and still madly in love. And that's the news.